Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know, it used to be a given that Hollywood was just in the Democrat pocket, essentially a weird Democrat cult. You can only exist as an actor, as a model, as an executive or business person within that environment if you dedicated your entire body and being to the church of the DNC. Well, it seems nowadays like things are changing. This is a continuation of the video I made yesterday. The point that politics is downstream from culture, well, the culture is obviously changing. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, I'll just say this again. In 2016 and 2020, this kind of thing would be unimaginable. Just think about the cultural pressure. Back in 2016, the idea of voting for a reality TV show guy over very established career politician Hillary Clinton, well, it was just unfathomable. It was uncharted territory. People were unwilling to accept it. At least some people. It was a no-go zone. Then, of course, in 2020, if you're a Hollywood celebrity, you gotta be down with the BLM stuff, or they're gonna brand you a racist and completely ruin your career. So the idea of endorsing Donald Trump in that climate, well, you certainly see why it would be difficult. At the time, if you work in comedy, for instance, the literal only accepted form of comedy for the last X amount of years is evil orange man bad. Ha 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 ha. Can't exactly brand yourself as a fan of public enemy number one, but now fast forward to 2024, well, it's celebrity endorsement after celebrity endorsement. And the latest headline is that Hollywood celebrity Amber Rose is jumping on the MAGA train. She's endorsing Donald Trump. That in itself, not exactly big news or news that I'd care to report about. It's actually old news from May 21st. I skipped the topic, but now it just got interesting because Amber Rose was challenged by a journalist on the streets, and she said this.
A lot of people were shocked with your, endorsement of Donald Trump. You're all about women's rights issues. What was the reason for the big change?
Is Donald Trump not for women's rights issues?
I guess a lot of people were asking.
He's trying to make America great again. That's for women too, right?
That's true.
Okay, there you go.
I know. Does him getting convicted change the way you view him?
Not at all.
Do you think it'll help his chances getting reelected or you'll hurt
I think it helps him more.
I think it helps him more.
Yeah, absolutely. I think people see the injustice and what happened, and they want to vote for him more than ever.
I know. I wanted to ask you, so it seems like a lot of celebrities are kind of voting for Trump now. Why do you think people are kind of changing their way of
I think we just did our research and we're just, we're not brainwashed anymore by the left. I can say that about myself. All these years I've been brainwashed and I'm not anymore. So.
We did our research and we're not brainwashed anymore by the left. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Enough is enough. At first I think a lot of these celebrities, not knowing better, just participated in the whole act of politics that they were thrusted in all of a sudden. All of a sudden, every actor had to be an activist. All of a sudden, had to dedicate time to their speeches during these award ceremonies to condemning the evil orange man. Everybody had to say something on social media. A lot of people didn't ask questions and just went with it. But of course, as we know, hindsight is 20/20. A lot of people are looking back and probably questioning why they didn't question things initially. They're waking up and smelling the coffee. They're realizing that they were duped. And I don't blame them, especially being from California and all. That's why we're also seeing tech billionaires in San Francisco rally behind the former president, selling out a multiple tens of millions of dollar fundraiser in the San Francisco area of all places. You got these very successful people living in some of the most prestigious places on earth. California used to be a gem. It's the place that used to be. Only the select few have the privilege to enjoy this kind of lifestyle, this kind of place. It used to be the pinnacle of living and culture in the world. And now you got these celebrities walking outside dodging hobo feces and urine, trying not to step on syringes. Their favorite stores are getting ransacked and looted, defunding the police, left-wing riots, yada yada yada. Caught up in this whole left-wing progressive wave, are finally seeing what they actually signed on to. That's why we keep seeing these whispers of Hollywood support for Republicans. Remember what Sharon Osbourne said a couple weeks ago.
People here don't change the way they vote, even if they don't believe it. They kind of stick to whatever is comfortable.
There's a lot of people in this town, let me tell you, that say that they're Democrats, but they don't vote for the Democrat. They vote for the Republican.
They just
keep
it
quiet. They keep it quiet. So many people.
My
Believe me, especially in film and music.
The elite in California have had enough. Certainly not the puppet masters over there, but those who have been bamboozled, they certainly seem to be waking up. Actually, here's a great example. Remember when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson said this?
Let me start off by saying I have never publicly endorsed a presidential candidate or a vice presidential candidate in my life, over my career. So I figured let's kick this conversation off this way by me officially publicly endorsing you both to become president and vice president of our great country.
Probably the perfect example. Maybe Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was just ignorant and naive, and maybe he just didn't know. He thought he was doing the right thing, endorsing Barack Obama's best friend. But obviously, he woke up with a healthy dose of reality check after realizing what he had shilled for, and so his guilty conscience couldn't handle it. He had to apologize to the American people.
The endorsement that I made years ago with Biden was one I thought was the best decision for me at that time. And I thought back then, when we talk about, hey, I'm in this position where I have some influence, and it's my job then. I felt like that then. It's my job now to exercise my influence and share with this is who I'm going to endorse. Am I going to do that again this year? That answer is no.
We keep seeing evidence that people are waking up even in the most left-wing, cultist of environments. And the last clip to wrap up this video, we got another celebrity, although he's been on a little bit of a different path in terms of engaging in ideas and finding his way in the world. We've got Russell Brand. Well, we know him to be a more libertarian-style classical liberal, certainly not a Trump supporter, but even he said this.
In a straight choice between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, if you care about democracy, if you care about freedom, I don't know how you can do anything other than vote for Donald Trump for precisely the reasons that they claim that you can't vote for Donald Trump. They act as if a vote for Donald Trump is almost like you're directly voting for Armageddon. Like you see hysterical performances outside of courtrooms, endless MSNBC bombast. But I'm starting to think that no, a greater threat to democracy is this kind of technological feudalism that tells you that it cares about you and it's protecting vulnerable people, all the while increasing censorship, increasing the funding of wars, increasing the division between ordinary Americans.
It kind of rhymes with what I heard from Amber Rose. The people can see the injustice, they can see the hypocrisy. You're not going to vote for the people pretending to care about democracy while simultaneously trying to throw their political opponent in prison. The culture has changed. All of a sudden, supporting Trump seems much less taboo, let's just say that. And that, for some reason, seems like a sentiment shift that I think Democrats are going to struggle with deeply. I don't know, just what's been on the forefront of my mind these days. Which, of course, makes me want to ask, how do you guys feel about the issue? Let me know if you guys think I'm onto something, if you feel the same way, if you've noticed it. Leave a comment down below, of course, even if you disagree with me. That's pretty much the video that I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.